Red-striped soft-scale insect infestation sa Negros Occidental at ang bagong pulisiya sa sugar alternative importers ating pag-uusapan kasama si Sugar Regulatory Administration Administrator Pablo Azcona. Admin Azcona, magandang tanghali po.
Magandang tanghali po, sir.
Sir, bago po ang detalye, maaari po ba niyong ipaliwanag kung ano yung red-striped soft-scale insect at paano ito nakakaapekto sa presyo at supply ng asukal?
Okay, yung red stripe soft shell insect or RSSI, na-detect po ito ng SRA sometime late of 2022 po diyan sa Northern Luzon or Central Luzon sa Tarlac and Pampanga. And at that time po, hindi po natin ito ma-identify. Wala po siya sa records ng mga pests and insects po sa Pilipinas. So pinadala po natin yung data natin nito worldwide, no? Naghanap tayo. So na-identify po ng South Koreans as RSSI and nalaman din natin na yung pinakamalaking effect nito, tumama ito ng worst sa Egypt po na sugarcane. And from that time, nag-umpisa po ng study si SRA with the help of UP Los Baños and other agencies. And then na-finalize po yung study natin noong 2024. And it was contained naman po all the time in that specific areas lang po. Di naman siya lumawak. In fact, na-control natin. So this was 23 and 24. And then sometime in March, nagulat kami na biglang nag-affect po siya sa north of Negros. So yun yung umpisa nun actually. Now, yung ginagawa nito, dumidikit siya sa leaves. Inihitit niya po yung leaf sap and namamatay yung dahon. Yung worst pa po nito, aside from that, yung excrement niya po is very susceptible to fungi. So, yun yung nangingitim na makikita natin. So, yung fungus naman po, pinapatay niya rin po yung tanim.
Admin, gaano nakalawak ang pinsala ng dulot ng RSSI sa Negros sa ngayon? At kamusta po ang containment efforts ngayong harvest season?
Okay, yung total po na latest na report na kuha ko is a total of 424 hectares na po. And 222 farmers affected. And this covers po a total of about 45 barangays all over Negros. So umpisa po siya sa north, umabot na po siya hanggang Central Negros, slightly south, and tumawid na po siya ng oriental. Meron din kaming reports na tumawid na din po papuntang Panay po. Yung problema namin, especially at harvest season, kasi po, yung leaves and sugarcane physical plant po, binabiyahe natin ito from the south of Negros, nagmi-mill sila sa north, yung taga-north po nagmi-mill sa south, and yung worst pa po, yung planting materials, yung cane points natin, binabiyahe po ng farmers all over. So yun yung nangyayari sa ngayon po.
Ano naman po, Admin, yung interventions na ginagawa ng SRA para mapigilan yung pagkalat ng peste? At sabi nyo may mga apektado na talaga mga sakahan, pati mga magsasaka. So ano naman po yung tulong na ibinibigay ng Department of Agriculture sa kanila?
Yung umpisa po ng SRA on our own capacity po, umikot tayo, whatever yung pwede namin makuha na pesticides, pinamigay po natin ito sa farmers. Other than that, yung technical teams po natin, umikot sa farmers, tinuturoan natin sila how to control it. Nagsasuggest po tayo kung ano-anong chemicals yung pwede nilang gamitin, pesticides. Meron naman po tayong approved pesticides since na-identify na po siya galing from the DA and the National Crop Prevention. So, dun po tayo sa ngayon. And then yesterday po, nag-meet na yung various local agencies dito sa Negros. Yung Provincial Agriculturist, sumama na po yung DA Negros Island Region, yung SRA, and all other agencies po. Gumawa tayo ng task force. And naghingi po tayo ng emergency powers on the use of certain pesticides kasi po may iba na kailangan talaga natin gamitin. And so yung effort natin sa ngayon andun, ongoing din po yung testing natin ng effect ng drone spraying po. Kung ano pong pwede natin gamitin yung drone spraying for it because po yung drone spraying mas mabilis and mas malawak yung magawa niya in one day.
Admin, gaano kalaki ang inaasahang epekto ng infestation na ito sa produksyon ng asukal ngayong taon? At ano po yung mga hakbang para masigurong hindi naman bumaba yung malaki yung mga kita ng mga apektadong magsasaka natin?
Okay, if you look at the numbers per se no, sa ngayon, Negros is 65% of the total industry. So in numbers po, that's about, Negros is about 250,000 hectares. So out of 250,000 hectares, yung affected pa lang po is only 424. So hindi pa siya ganun kalaki. Yung nakakatakot lang po, if we do not practice biosecurity and we do not educate the farmers and help them control it, pag tinamaan po yung Negros, masakit for the national production kasi 65 to 68% tayo. So what will happen to the 424 hectares? If severe infestation po, there is a chance na bababa yung production nila by about 50%. However, out of the 424, yung severe po doon is only 16 hectares. And meron na po tayong na-control na mga 14 hectares na po yung sinasabi nating na-control na yung pest. No? So, medyo mabilis din yun sa control side. And patapos na rin yung milling, so yung movement po ng sugarcane plant around Negros, hihinto na rin. So I think, I feel with the help of everybody, makokontrol natin. May isa pa po tayong hiningi po na bigyan po tayo ng, actually sumusulat kami ngayon sa DA na bigyan po kami ng quarantine powers po. No? So what we were asking the DA na it's based on the assumption na hindi po namin maintindihan po how it can cross from Luzon, na ang layo ng Luzon to Negros, malawak din po yung dagat. Hindi naman siya ganun ka-mobile. However, there were allegations brought up na there were farmers or people or companies na nagtawid po ng cane points or planting materials from Luzon. So moving forward, we cannot naman finger point sa ngayon. We are trying our best to control it. But moving forward, we are asking po the DA and the Bureau of Plant Industry na we will not allow movement of sugarcane, whether for commercial or research purposes, from one island to the other without prior coordination and a permit system of some sorts coming from the SRA as the agency in charge of sugar production. So dapat i-approve muna po ng SRA, DA, BPI bago po malipat natin yung samples to avoid future problems like this po.
Yan na ikwento nyo na nga, admin, na from Central Luzon napunta sa Negros Island region, although tinitrace natin kung paano nangyari yun. So meron po ba tayong long-term pest management plan para hindi na talaga kumalat? Kasi natatandaan ko noon, admin at saka Yusek Marge, sa Palawan ba yun? Yung mga mangga, may quarantine. So kakailanganin ba yung mga ganon in the future, admin?
Yes po. Sa ngayon po, we're asking for it as a emergency move, no? Pero yung sinabi ko kahapon sa interagency meeting, na dapat po yung practice na ganyan, tama po yung sinasabi mo, that's moving forward, yun na po yung long-term pest control natin. Like this, for example, RSSI, we were able to contain it in one area in Luzon for almost 3 years na po. And then biglang tumawid papuntang Negros. So, sabi naman po ng mga kasama natin sa DA, meron naman po silang hinarang sa mga port. Subalit, we did not have a policy on it. So, pinatawid po nila. So, as a policy, I think it should originate from the SRA. Informally po, nakausap po naman yung DA and everybody is in agreement naman po na kahit private entities, whether for commercial or research purposes, dapat po mag-seek po sila talaga ng approval ng SRA. Then SRA will recommend approval of their permits po to the BPI and the DA kasi magkasama lang naman kami lahat. Para we will avoid these problems in the future po.
Okay. Admin, sa ibang usapin naman tayo, no? Ano naman po yung pangunahing dahilan sa inilabas na Memorandum Circular Number 6 tungkol sa sugar alternatives? Paano po ba makakatulong ang regulasyong ito sa lokal na industriya ng asukal sa bansa?
Okay, yung SO6, parang it became SO4 na yata, no? Nagpalit ng name kasi may inamend, may nag-request po sa atin ng mga meetings and consultative meetings. But the main purpose of that sugar order is to gather data on hindi siya sugar, on the other sugars na tinatawag natin, which is under 1702 na tariff code. Itong tariff code na to, matagal na to ginagamit ng legit manufacturers and importers. They import through this glucose, fructose, and all that. And when we looked into the policies of SRA, sometime in 2016, niregulate po yung gamit ng high fructose corn syrup, which is under 1702 din. Lately po, we noticed na for the last few years, since 2022, yung imports po under that tariff code tumataas to the tune of almost 20% yung tinaas po. And we also noticed a drop in demand in the sugar industry. So in order po to come up with the proper estimates and the proper planning po for sugar supply and the sugar industry as a whole, kailangan po natin ng accurate data. So how do we do this? So we will require people who want to import through 1702 is a lot lower than the import clearance for sugar. Nasa 60 pesos per ton or 3 pesos per 50 kilo bag lang po ito. That goes down to a few cents per kilo. This way po, if they seek a clearance from SRA and the DA, ma-identify po natin sino yung nag-i-import. That's number one. Number two, ano yung ini-import, anong quantity and volume. And number three po, saan pumupunta ito? Anong industry yung gumagamit? So then, this will make the planning side of the whole sugar industry easier po.
Opo. Admin, paano po mag-apply niyang import clearance na yan? Para lang dun sa mga gusto talaga magpatuloy dun sa process.
Okay. Yung importers na, most of the importers, if not all, already possess an sugar international sugar trading license po. So if they already have that license, they just need to go to the office and submit very basic documents like yung if they're a corporation, SEC papers, yung na current and things like that. No, this is very simple. I cannot recall all the documents, parang 4 lang. And they will be automatically given a license for that. We called it the International Other Sugars Trading License. And yun lang. Now, at first po, umangal din po yung mga legitimate importers. However, we showed them data on yung mga hinuling asukal na ginamit yung code na ginagamit nila, which ginagamit yung 1702. Like lately, yung hinuli natin sa Port of Manila, yung 2 container. If without regulation po, papasok yun sa 1702. However, nung tiningnan po, it's 88% sugar. So, ginagamit po yung tariff code 1702, pero yung pinapasok po, items under 1701. So, yung loss ng gobyerno nito is a loss of 4% in tariff din. So, yung sa atin po, we just want accurate data. We just also want the government to earn the proper tariffs naman po.
Admin, ano po ang mangyayari sa mga hindi makakasunod sa policy po na ito na na-mention nyo?
Okay, yung hindi po mag-a-apply ng import ng trading license, ng international trading license, we actually gave the legitimate importers a 6-month window to do it. So sobra-sobra na pong time 'yon. And yung hindi po talagang mag-a-apply po, they will not be allowed to import under 1702 po. Kasi we can only release import clearances for people who are legitimate international sugar traders po.
So, all right. Maraming salamat po sa inyong oras, Sugar Regulatory Administrator, sa inyong oras. Administrator Pablo
Sige po,
Azcona.
sige po sir, mabuhay po kayo.
Thank you, sir.